Hi, this is welcome back to my channel. So as you see in today's title, I'm going to be giving y'all a different video today. I will be doing a book haul on books that I have read all throughout the month of May. I have about 5 books with me here, and this is really for all my book lovers. And if you want something new to read, I am the one to go to because I got you. Before we get into this video, please give me a like if you do, comment, subscribe, and post notifications because I've been posting on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And with that, let's get into the video. The first book that I have, and I just finished this book, it is called The Wife Stalker by Liv Constantine. I believe that's how you say her name. And I basically get all of my books now from Books A Million. Sometimes I'm gonna do Amazon, but Books A Million because they have bargain section, and I love a good book for like $3 or $5. So this book is about a woman who pretends that she is the wife in this family, but she's really a stalker, and she's just supposedly the husband's or the man's assistant, and she's really trying to fit into this family, and she doesn't until the man like kicks her out, get a divorce for a new woman, and like she goes ballistic and starts stalking the family. And finally at the end of the book, like secrets really unfold about what happened to the first wife, the first mom in the family. Really heartbreaking for the kids because no kids should go through like that trauma, but this was a page turner and a shocker at the end. I'm not gonna spoil what happens if you do decide to read this book, but this was really shocking and like twisted because I did not expect for the wife, assistant, mom, whatever, to turn like that. Like, what? But this was a really good book, and it's a really easy read. The pages are not too long, chapters are not too long, so I was able to get through this book pretty quickly. Like it says at the bottom, all she wanted was a perfect family, and she cannot get that, and it ended in tragedy. So this book was really good. Again, it's called The Wife Stalker. This is called It's Always the Husband. Fortunately, you guys are gonna see a pattern in these books that I've read. They're gonna basically be about like twisted families, husband and wife, stuff like that. And It's Always the Husband was again another page turner, another shocker. At the end of the book, it took a little turn in events and it relayed the truth, but these 3 college roommates, it tells their story of how close they were, of how they were friends, and unfortunately there was an accident that happened in college that kind of like changed their lives forever. And then it shoots into present day a little bit where it talks about their lives now, and I'm trying to really figure out who killed one of the friends that was before like one of the college roommates, if that makes sense. So basically a woman is dead, and I'm trying to figure out who did this and what happened. I hope that wasn't too confusing. I want to like give y'all a good description of the book without spoiling it. Again, I read to mention that this book is by Michelle Campbell, and the rest of the books that I have I think are by Michelle Campbell, and I'm obsessed with her books. I don't know what it is, but I have about 4 of her books now, and they're just so good. So this again is like another mystery like the book before. Literally like the cover says, it's always the husband. Don't fool them out when y'all solve a mystery. This book, I really like this book because of the cover. I mean, y'all, look at the cover. It just really stood out. The words were so like, I don't know, it just stood out to me. It's really the colors. The design on the front of the cover, it really gave for me. But it's called What Pretty Gets You by Sandra Hoffman, maybe? Sandra Hoffman. But this book was about a lady that was she worked in the airport at those kiosk desks, and she met a man while he was going to his connecting flight, and they kind of like hit it off together, and she was just like, this is destiny. I'm gonna go follow this man. We're gonna make a life together. Mind you, she really doesn't have that much money because she's working at a kiosk in the airport, and this man tends to have a little bit more money than her. But what she does not know is that he is married and has a kid. It's kind of like destiny. It's kind of like those things that you see in a movie where you meet this man and it turns out to be great, and then they like fall in love. It really didn't end out in love, but it was interesting to see how the chain of events played out in this book, because I really thought that it was gonna end out in love, but it really didn't. I'm not gonna spoil it for y'all. This was also a really good book. I say it had romance. It was kind of like a story of betrayal and a lot of secrets. So if this is something that you would enjoy, I would definitely go for it. I think just what really drew this book to me was the cover, and it turned out to be a really good book. So what pretty gets you, the title really connects to what happened to the airport worker in the story. Did she really break up a happy home? Y'all gonna have to read this book to find out. The next book I have is again by Michelle Campbell. It is A Stranger on the Beach, and this one, out of all the ones that I have here, this one has to be my favorite because this was the biggest shocker ever. A Stranger on the Beach, I thought the stranger was the killer. No, y'all, I'm not going to tell you who the killer is. The stranger is not. The stranger is actually the innocent man in this story, and this wife portrays this story that she's getting cheated on, and in reality she's not getting cheated on. She's actually working with her husband to pawn this man that has a criminal history. It turned out to be a one-night stand that kept continuing. And I think this book was really interesting because it shifted back and forth in perspective. So in one perspective, it was the lady's mind, and the other perspective, it was in the man's mind. And the book would kind of make it seem like the man was crazy, but it really wasn't the man, the woman was crazy. So I was a little confused what was really going on in perspective of writing, but at the end of the book, it kind of made sense as to like, oh, this is what actually happened. So this was a really interesting book, and I was really interested to see where it went. Again, Michelle Campbell is a really good author, and I was really hooked to her book. I was just so interested in what was going to happen in the end that I finished it pretty quickly. So this book was a really good one. And the last book that I did read for the month, or that I'm reading for the month, and I'm probably not going to finish until June. Maybe, actually no, I'm probably going to finish by this week. But this book is called The Rumor by Elin Hildebrand, I believe. This book really goes away from the twisted family marriage books that I have been reading. I'm gonna read the back only because I'm just not reading it now and I can't remember what it's about. But Madeline King and Grace Pansick are best friends and the envy of Nantucket for the perfect marriages, their beautiful kids, and their double dates with their devoted husbands. But during the summer, something changes, and if there's anything Nantucket people like more, like best, then a cocktail on the beach is a good rumor. And the rumor has it Madeline is battling writer's block, and Grace is having an affair. So the gossip keeps going, and they're going to be facing possible loss in their lives that they have created to be so perfect and so happy, but the truth might be even worse than the rumor has it. So far I'm only about maybe like 5 chapters in. It's pretty good. It's definitely a change from the dark and twisted books that I have been reading. Words are huge in this book. I don't know if you guys can see, but the words are like huge. So more pages, but it shouldn't be too hard of a read, and the chapters are really short. But I think I'm gonna like this book, and I'm really excited to see like what the rumor is. So if you did enjoy these books today, I will be posting them in my Amazon storefront, so please click the link in my description to shop. And with that, I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, to comment, and subscribe, turn on post notifications because I'll be uploading on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And with that, thanks for watching, Lisa babes.